class, this is Mr. Perez again. I'm gonna teach you how to use a bone system in Flash. Bones are a really easy way to animate something. So the first thing I need to do is to create a new document. In this version of Flash, I'm using ActionScript 3.0. If you're using Animate, you might use ActionScript or HTML for web. So I'm gonna stick to ActionScript, click it, and I make a new document. Now, my screen is actually really small. I'm making small for easy viewing on YouTube. So this, I probably want it to be smaller, just to fit on the window. This is my stage. When I'm starting a new document, I start with the selection tool, and here's the stage. I can change the color of it. I just made it gray. I can make it any color that I like. That is too much. So I'm gonna make it this time, again, like a little blue. And bones are a really cool way to animate. This is your bone tool. I'm gonna do different layers with different ways of animating. So let's say I start with a basic one. So I have a shape. I'm gonna stay away from strokes. Usually I don't like them on stuff that I do, unless I need them. You can also bring stuff that you have created in Illustrator. You can pretty much copy paste them or import them. Every time you import something, you save it into your library. The library is where things are, little drawings that you create and so on. So I'm gonna create one shape here. Okay. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put bones in it. So I have this shape here. Okay, I selected it. Here's my bone tool, and I literally, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put those little segments here. You just click and drag, and you keep clicking and dragging, and you're creating these little hinges, and the thing will move. Just watch it. I start here, click, and I'm dragging. I haven't let go of the mouse. Here, and I go and click here again, and here, and here. Now I can move this thing. If I take the black arrow, the one here, selection tool, I can start moving this object like that, which is really cool. Let's say this is here. I'm gonna insert a keyframe here. Actually, I'm gonna go further down the timeline. Let's say here, I enter a blank keyframe. That's a choice that I have. So on my animation here, this is what I got. Then here on frame number 5, I'm gonna move it here. It creates a new event. Whoops. I go to the 10, and I'm gonna create another movement. You see how it deforms? The object is deforming. It looks like it's made out of like plastic. So I do this, and then down in the last frame, it's gonna be, let's say, here. And if you notice, this bone is tied up to this place. This is anchor. It cannot move the way it is right now. And this is the way the animation that I got. That's a very simple way of doing an animation. By the way, you can release a bone from the stationary position and so on. There's a lot of things you can do with the bone. If I put the onion skin, you can see all the movement that happened for this particular object. I can scrub down, and you can see, if I had the scrubber here, what's going on. I can disappear some of those frames. So that's the first one, okay? There's another way to do this as well, okay? So I can go to the timeline, let me add another layer, which is really like making another document. And notice like the computer generated a whole new armature, something new. That's really the bone system created. The layers stay blank, layer 1. But I'm just creating new layers anyways. So I'm here now. I'm gonna make this one disappear for the moment. It's there. I just made it fade because I don't want to get confused. On this one, I'm gonna have several segments, several little objects. And I have them here. Okay, this is like maybe a little worm. I don't know, some kind of a creature from outer space, something. And I have my bones here, my bone system. Okay. And I go to the next. But you see, it's not working now. I should have seen the whole thing continuously. The reason is because before I start doing this, I have to select all of these bones here. Now, if I go like this, you're gonna see how they stay. You see how they stick? Same thing again, click and drag, go with the black arrow, and now I can move them. Same thing, I can go down the timeline. They're gonna be here, then further down the timeline. Notice that I have the selection tool here, and by the time it's at the end of the animation, I want it to be all curled up. And you see, because I have the onion skin activated, you get to see all that cool movement. If I shut down the onion skin feature, you see the movement like that. On the animation, you don't get to see all the in-between frames anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. I thought it just looked cool to have it. And this is the animation that I had created so far. So this is the way this is looking. Okay, there's another way. See, I created another armature. I'm gonna make it disappear. Make a new layer. So this is another way to do this. Let's say that I have, again, several objects here. Okay, that's a way to create them. I can also take this, click on this object. I can hit Option or Alt on the PC and drag. And if I hit Shift, they stay aligned. So Option and Shift, and I drag, and I can make several objects. And in this case, they're aligned and they're the same size because they're like copy pasted. Now, I can select these objects and I can animate them like that. But I could also convert it to symbol. So that would be symbol 1. This is symbol 2. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to modify menu, convert to symbol. I could also right click and convert to symbol. You cannot see it, it's out of the screen, but I'm doing it. You see symbol 3 is a graphic symbol. And right click, convert to symbol, symbol 4. I could also just turn the first one into a symbol, and I could have just option and drag, and I wouldn't have to do this every single time. Now what happened if I go with the bone tool from here to this one? I don't have to select anything like I did on the previous ones. And what is really interesting now, when I move the objects, they don't deform. Unlike the other ones that they were deforming. So if I'm trying to do like machinery, like a backhoe or something, you see how they don't deform? It's really, really neat. And when I hit that joint for the bone, a lot of stuff shows up on the screen. For example, like this one here, I can, the translation on the axis, the axis is this way, the X, I can enable it. And on the Y, meaning now that I can move the object around. You see how cool? If I just do it on the X, I took the Y out. It's only gonna move on one direction only. Before I was moving like diagonally and that kind of thing. So another thing that you can do to put constraints. Constraints is how far something can move. Okay, so it's really, really neat, the kind of things that you can do with this. And according to what you select, is the options on this menu that you get to see. And again, you can make your animation. Just, you see I have these events here down the timeline, and that's how you do it. I'll have to, down here it's gonna be somewhere else and whatnot. This is what you get. So it's very powerful, the bones on Animate or Flash. I hope this tutorial helps a little bit. This is the last way of animating. There's also pre-made animations for you. This little icon here, the motion presets, they have some that are already made for you. And you get little previews, as you see that little ball bouncing, and you can just apply them to you. If I click apply, they will show on the screen. They're really, really awesome. And you can turn that into something else. Just know that there's things like that that you can apply. Well, you take care, and I hope this helps a lot. Thank you.